but I just wanted to hop on here. It's after a run, as you can probably tell from the sweat on my forehead. I'm on a trail out here that I like, and I decided to stop into this interior part where it looks like there's a bunch of wildflowers behind me, so I thought I'd just take a look. There's bees bumbling along, just going about their day, and I thought I'd just share a really quick thought. Last week I shared a actual journal entry, which I very seldom do, and I try to look at those real closely to make sure they make sense. I wanted to share a couple things about it real quick. Number one is I don't like to do that. It makes me feel vulnerable. I don't know about anybody else, but those are things that I treasure for myself, my family, different ones that I share it with that are close friends. I unpack those things to have people basically help me pray about them. So I just share that with you because I am going through a time right now where I'm kind of repurposing a lot of things in our life, kind of trying to figure out what we're going to do. And again, as it was last week, it was kind of a challenge from a friend to look back at where I was when I was 40. Now there's another journal entry I might share here, we'll see. But if you see it after this video in my article, you'll probably know that I did share it. And it was from about the same time, at about 40 years old. The other thing in there was a prophetic kind of utterance, you might say. I still believe in prophecy. I believe in the gifts of the Holy Spirit, wonderful things that the Holy Spirit does that are miraculous in the church. And one of those is something called prophecy, where there's something spoken as it would have been spoken from God. Now we're men. We are not people who write the Bible. We're not authors of the Bible, but there are times where we can still be used by God to clarify something, to bring a word, kind of, so to speak. And one of the words had to do with speaking before thousands. I just want to let you know that from the time I was young, in many different ways and in many different locations, and from many different voices, different people who could not have known each other or known my story, or some of them didn't even know me, that same word was spoken. And now it was about that time, about 40, maybe a little bit younger, that I started to realize that if I added it all up, I had stood before thousands of people, and that there were specific times in my life where I had stood before one crowd of 1,000 or more. And so I say that not to brag. It was not meant to put myself out there, but to let you know that there are prophecies that if we stop and think about it, God will fulfill them, or maybe God has already fulfilled them in one way or another, if we just stop and allow Him to add it up for us. And so that is quite a humbling experience when we take a look back and see what God has done